Hi, my name is Mirela Sula. I'm the founder of Global Woman. You are tuning into the Soul Rich Women Show with Janisha.
A strong and independent woman is something to behold. She pays her own bills, buys her own things, and she doesn't let a man affect her stability or self-confidence. She is a soul-rich woman. Are you ready to be rich doing what you love? Be on purpose and in control of your life again. At For Women Who Love the Fword podcast, we will be openly talking about getting more clients online, getting recognition as the leader and female entrepreneur, and also the F word, being fabulous, having freedom, and financial independence. It's time to own and love the F word. Welcome to the show. Today we have a really special guest with us. This lady is a powerhouse. She has a magazine, she has TV, she has like a platform that connects a lot of business women around the world. She is none other than Mirela, who is the founder of Global Woman Club. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So can you share with our audience a little bit more about what you do and how you got started?
Well, I'm supposed to be based in London, but in the last 3-4 years, I've been all over the world, living my dream of meeting so many inspirational women, finding their dreams and connections and how we can serve to the world with what we do.
Wow. And I see that, you're formerly an editor in a magazine, and then you brought this whole concept into your current business model as well. I'm very amazed. How do you keep this whole thing going all at the same time?
Well, the same as you do, because, when you are living your purpose and when you're authentic and also loyal to that purpose, then everything else is just falling into the place. Of course, it started with the Global Woman magazine because that is my background. I have been working in the media for a long time, and my passion, of course, was all the time to help and support women, because I come from a culture that women didn't have their strong voice, and they didn't have that power to express themselves. That's why I always had this passion inside me that everything that I accumulate inside myself, knowledge, experience, networking, opportunities, to turn it into something that helps others as well. So once I started to interview many women around the world for the Global Woman magazine, I just was waiting for the right momentum, that these women come together and they don't read each other's stories only in the magazine, but also they meet each other in life events. And this is what happened, exactly what I was imagining, these women coming together and saying, yes, we want more like this, and it's time for us to support each other instead of seeing each other as competitors. And it's changing. A lot of shift is happening in the women's world. And I like when we don't say anymore just men's world. It's the world of us living together and contributing together.
Yeah, this is so true. It's not just competition anymore. Really, we can look into collaboration and, helping each other to grow, lifting each other up. I think that's very important. Do you have like a favorite quote or book that, that gets you excited?
Since we are here now in Singapore with Rich Women and Robert Kiyosaki, definitely that book has changed not only my life, but the lives of many women who wanted to become financially independent. That was a big thing, because I have studied a lot. I've done master degrees and PhD and everything it takes, like the culture and, of course, family and everything that we embraced while we were growing up in that culture. But I always prefer a big book that I keep with me all the time. It's called The Mastermind Key System, Charles Haanel. And it's very important when whatever you do in life, but especially in the business, sometimes people separate business with the inside work. It's a lot of mental, subconscious work that we need to do inside before we take any action. And for me, learning about business, entrepreneurship, and taking actions in the outside world has helped me also to tap into the source that I have inside, and it's always a combination of both. So yes, I would say probably my mantra is, if you stay loyal to your purpose, everything that you have been seeking comes and finds you. So to answer your question, yeah, I keep going because I'm just living the big passion that I have inside me, the big dream, and then I don't need to go anywhere. Things that I want, they come.
Wow, it sounds like you're really queen of manifesting. Whatever you want, it comes, and because you are aligned with your true purpose. But many women out there, sometimes they are kind of stuck. They could be sitting on the fence. They're not sure, which crossroads should they be choosing. What would be some of the 3 strategies you would share with them to get their ass off the fence and choose a path to move forward?
Well, that's very interesting because I always see when I meet women that they know that they are stuck and they are looking for a new direction in life, and they say, okay, let's find out where you are, because that is a very important thing to do the assessment where you are, because you don't know where you're going, and before you find out where are you located, where you do an assessment of the situation that you are at that moment. And then the question number 2 is that let's see if you are still sleeping or you are awakening up slowly. And it's really hard if you see that some women, they never even get to the awakening up momentum. So until you come to that momentum, no matter how clever you are and how much knowledge you have inside, if you are not using that knowledge, if you are not awakened person, you just go around and look for different directions, but you will not get what you really deserve. So that's why number 1 is to find out where you are and to find out if you are still sleeping or you are awakening up. Once you're awakening up, then of course that is the most important step in everybody's life, because that is the time when you start asking questions. And you start reprogramming yourself and asking, am I happy with what I have achieved so far, and the quality of thoughts that I have and the quality of life that I have? And if the answer is no, then how do I get out of this? And I always say, look, if you are not happy where you are, then you move, because you are not a tree. So that's why it's very important to start moving, and to be honest, nothing changes until something moves. And people keep asking themselves, why my life is not changing? Because they're not moving. And if you want something that you never had, you have to do something that you never have done before. So that's why we encourage women, first of all, to waken up and then to start moving, because only sleepers stay like this and wait for things to happen like magic. So you have to do some kind of work, especially the internal work. It's very important, and that is where everything starts coming to the right place, to the right time, and the magic happening.
Sounds like you've done a lot of personal development work.
That's, of course, important for everybody.
So when was the first time that you got started on this path or journey to awaken the self that you are no longer sleeping?
Well, that's very interesting, because sometimes you have to reach a dark zone, a dark momentum, and seek for solutions before you see the light, because of course we have seen a lot of big names and big personalities now that they tell a lot about challenges that they had in life and difficulties. And as a psychologist, I've seen a lot of people come to therapy and looking for answers and for solutions after they have crashed. And sometimes, we wait to crash until we then go and find that power inside us to pick ourselves up. And this is what happened to me. The big first crash was when I lost my first child. and I went into a severe, deep depression. And that time in our culture, the psychology was quite a new field. Nobody knew about depression or stress. And then I gave birth to my son, and postpartum depression nailed it even worse, and nobody could help me. And that was the biggest dark zone that I experienced in my life. And I had two choices to make, to just give up my life or just get out of the dark zone. And the first option was not a good option, because I had just given birth to my son, and I was feeling very responsible for my actions. I was not responsible only for myself anymore, but for somebody that was a very important part of my life. And then I said, okay, I have to take a decision that takes me out of this dark hole, but in the same time make sure that my son will never experience that. Because sometimes if we don't manifest and put the intention for our life, we also intend for the life of our children and our dear people. And I have come to a realization that the choices that I make define my life, but also impact the life of other people around me as well. And that's why I have decided to become fully aware of that.
Wow, I love it. I'm so curious, when you talk about your dark times, do you actually ask for help? I mean, even society and culturally, there were some blocking at that time, where psychology and help wasn't that much recognized.
Well, at that time it was not possible, because nobody could help in this situation, because it was, as I said, psychology, and we were at that time under a communist regime, and the word depression didn't exist in the vocabulary. People could go through these difficult issues, internal issues, but they never knew what is that about. They could realize something is wrong with them, but very rare. I could not see people to talk about these things openly. Later on, of course, I studied psychology, and this is what led me to help myself. Because later on, while I was trying to find tools of helping myself and get out of this hole, I just discovered that something was moving in the country. So the democracy started to come, and the first movement on changing things were becoming more open. And then I said, okay, great, there is no psychology department in my country, nothing about psychology in our universities. So I decided to go and study abroad. So I did my first master in psychology, in counseling psychology, and mainly to teach myself, to help myself. At that time I said, look, I probably will never use it for other people, because for me it was like, you have to live 100 years to be able to. But very soon then I invested and I healed myself. I learned a lot and invested in myself. And I studied again positive psychology, family therapy. I did a PhD in psychology. And I started to help other people. So I practiced. I had a private practice and helping people in psychotherapy for quite a long time. And then I started a big movement on helping women empower themselves. For me, was another discovery, because it's, if you want to empower yourself, first you have to build your confidence, and the confidence also is an internal work, and that led me to new projects on empowering people around me, but especially women that they were always suppressed and under the pressure of suffering inside.
So as a time as now, that information is more open, and there's platforms like Global Women Club, right? What are some of the programs or steps are you taking or implementing to help more women? Because now that online is the ocean.
That's true. Absolutely. Now we have access to more information. As I said, at that time, There was no internet, no computers, nothing. No, you could not get this information anywhere. That's why we're like in isolation. I was in a village as well. So in a village, very small village, you could not, even TV, I didn't have a TV. So, great things have changed. And the new paradigm has proved that the humans have the ability to change themselves, to reinvent themselves, to recreate themselves. And the same I see as an opportunity for women. So I moved to London 7 years ago. And of course, the beginning was a lot of learning how to live in a new world, because coming from a very small country, living in a big world and becoming a global citizen was a shift, not just a change. So very soon I started to apply all the knowledge that I learned to changing my thoughts, reprogramming myself, coming from a very small, isolated place, and not only place but also mindset and a very limited belief. I realized that I have to completely remove and delete everything that was programmed in my mind, that you're stupid, you're ugly, you shut up your mouth, you are nobody. So this is kind of norm, a very normal thing to hear, especially if you are a woman in a village and serving in a different way. So this is what inspired me and gave me the power. I said, look, if I have changed my life, I know everybody can do the same. So I started first working as a trainer of domestic violence in London, in one of the biggest organizations in London. And then while working, also conducting my PhD research in domestic violence, I realized that two big things why women really suffer domestic violence is number one, confidence, and number two, financial dependency. And I said, how do I turn this into something that is my passion, but I want also to turn it into a business. And the reason I wanted to turn it into a business, not a charity, I realized that it didn't work. I tried as a non-profit organization, women never wanted to come. And even if I was like kind of trying to beg them, look, we have a workshop, it's free, let's come together, it didn't work. They were feeling like, no, sorry, not for me. And I said, okay, great. How do we make it more attractive? How do we sell it to them? And then I came with this idea of building a new platform. First, interviewing them and finding out their issues, their problems, their concerns, challenges, what are the main problems. And then once I learned that if you find the problem, then you are in business, because then you find a solution, and that's it. The whole business concept is problem and solution. I said, okay, I don't want to start a business that has nothing to do with me, it's not aligned with me. And for me, everything is a business. If you find a solution for something, it's a business. So for me, it was like testing the water. Then great, what women want? Confidence, financial power. I have a solution. So then the question is how you do that. And I just put together psychology and media together, both my experiences. And I said, okay, women want confidence. How do I build their confidence? I give them a microphone. And this is what I realized. If you want to empower a woman, give them a microphone. And I've seen how women change completely. The body language, the voice, the power that they stand, it's completely shifted into the whole course of journey. And I just started to see the results. Great. So it's not only that, but once they get the microphone, they also get the exposure, they get the visibility. And once they build the confidence, they know their value. They put a price on their knowledge, and they start selling their knowledge. So they become financially free. And so that's the solution we found. Actually, we started the club about 3 years ago, and in 3 years we built like 30 clubs around the world. And women feel more valued and worth and respected because they pay for it. It's a self-funded club. It's not like a charity. and everybody comes because they feel that they get the value.
Wow. I love your whole idea and like methodology step by step, and then you get there. This is really cool. So when you are developing the whole platform, like before you grew to 30, there must be somehow you grew to the first and then the second and then...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So what was that journey like?
The journey of thousands of miles starts with the first step. Yeah, absolutely. Well, as I said at the beginning, it started with the magazine. I brought together a group of amazing women that I interviewed, and I thought, great, they are serious entrepreneurs, businesswomen, let's brainstorm. But we ended up crying at the end of the day because it was very emotional. We started to open up and share, and then said, why we don't do more like this? And we started again. It started in my office in Liverpool Street in London, and for about 7-8 months, it just was free by invitation only for the clubs, and then it started to grow, and the demand became so big, and then I said, okay, let's start the proper club and membership scheme. And then women started to travel from other countries to attend this club in London, and said, well, I wish I had it in Paris, I wish I had it in Amsterdam or Frankfurt or Vienna or Stockholm or New York or LA or Dubai and these women just were traveling to London, coming and seeing the model and how it works and seeing the results, and said, how do I get this to my country? And this is how it became now quite global.
And then you mentioned about when you hand women a mic, it changes them. Can you tell us more? I mean, like, so is it for stage presentation, or is it more like, pitching, or what area would that be?
In the club, we meet for breakfast. We have some nice food and networking and conversations, and then members come and we give them a microphone and say, come and tell us who you are. And sometimes at the beginning we had some resistance, like saying, I have not that much to say, I'm not sure. So, whatever, just 2 minutes, say whatever you want, just tell a story. What did you do when you were a child or in school, or what was your dream? And I realized at the beginning women were hesitating to take the microphone, but trust me, once they got that microphone, they didn't want to leave it. And said, please give the microphone back now, 2 minutes. So we give them 2 minutes, but they take more now. And then they move from the 2 minutes to 10 or 12 or 30. And then at the beginning, in front of 30, 40 women in these small clubs, then they move to big stages. And we have seen women that they never had spoken before. And the biggest fear after death is public speaking. But they get it's like a hub. The Global Women Club is like a hub where they come to rehearse and practice, because nobody judges them what they're saying, what they're sharing. They feel so safe in a comfort zone to express themselves and build that confidence in that safe environment. And once they have built the confidence, they can go and rock the stages.
Wow. And this trip, you are here in Singapore to launch the Singapore Club here for Global Women, right?
Yes, I'm so excited because it was so funny. Veronica Tan has been like my mentor, not only for me, but for many women who have managed to meet her. It's a miracle, because she doesn't know the effect, the magic, the impact that she creates just by her presence. And she has been supporting us behind the scenes all the time. And women, when they get to know that, Veronica is coming, they come just to meet her and just to do a picture with her. But she's such a humble person, so I just realized that she never knew how big her influence was on all these women that she was meeting, because she's such a humble person. And of course, she has been helping me running the clubs all over. She just, everywhere that we invite her, she comes and supports like unconditionally. And then we just realized we don't have a club in Singapore. And she said, okay, we'll open a club in Singapore. And the team is asking, by the way, who is going to be the director of the Global Women Club in Singapore? And I says, Veronica? And they were like, what? Really? They were so excited. I said, look, she already has been, she always has been like a director. But the thing is, she's just taking my responsibility to open the club in her home city. It's just, nothing changed. It's just, she's taking the club there, but she's been over everywhere. And now we are here to launch the club for the very first time in Singapore. And Veronica is, I'm sure, is going to turn this club in a big success, not only for the Global Women platform, but especially as a gift for women who live in this country.
Wow. And what is your vision in the next 1 year?
Well, that's my vision is always growing and growing. It's like it's changing its CV all the time because it's becoming bigger than I thought, and of course, it's connected with that strong desire to see women standing in their power, but seeing women not only in the developed countries but all over the world. And once we kind of extend this movement and make it accessible for any woman who wants, number one, to build the confidence and make their money. Like Kim Kiyosaki said, a man is not a financial plan. So, and get the rights to have their own money and feel so good about taking ownership of their life. That is my dream.
Wow, I love that. And also in Soul Rich Woman, one of our movement, in fact, our movement is called For Women Who Love the Fword. So being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence. Of which one is your favorite Fword? Being fabulous, having freedom and financial independence.
Well, I think they are connected.
Yeah.
Because you need to feel fabulous.
Okay.
Because if you don't feel fabulous, then you don't feel that you have that freedom. Because freedom is all about feeling good enough with yourself. And a lot of women I have seen, they really lack that freedom of feeling good enough because they live in the cage of what other people
think about them,
created for them. Now, so you need to start, if they are connected together. The freedom doesn't come if you don't connect with that fabulous
component,
inside yourself. And once fabulous and freedom meet each other, then you build everything. You can build finance, you can build success, you can build significance, fulfillment, everything. Sorry.
Do you want water?
Can I have it? Oh, I have it there.
Yeah.
Sorry. I apologize.
No worries.
How do you edit it?
Oh, no worries. Okay. Okay. So you're saying that if they're not aligned for the point or where the freedom as well as being fabulous, when they are connected, they're
Absolutely.
not. When they're connected, then they can have
interconnected
success and other things.
Significance, fulfillment, achievements. You can achieve everything in life.
Wow, I love that. And for yourself, what is your daily routine or ritual to keep yourself aligned and keep yourself going?
That's the most important question because everything it's a daily routine. You can't go here if you don't take the steps. You can't take the lift to go there. And the steps is how you treat yourself every single day, how you feed yourself, what kind of food you are putting into your body, into your mind, into your spirit, what kind of diet you are using. And it's not just one day, it has to be consistent. The consistency is the most important thing. That helps us to create the habit. And if we keep that consistency, then we create the habit of success instead of creating the habit of failure. Because if we quit the routine, if we quit the consistency, that means that we are not reaching where we want to go, and then we are creating the habit of failure. So for me, it has been very important from the very beginning, when I started this journey of self-development, number one, never quit the steps toward your feeding yourself and nourishing it and investing in yourself. It can be an event like this, for example. It can be reading a book, meditation, conversations with yourself, all the things that you need in a consistent basis. This is also very important because we all the time need to add into the new programming. If we want to change ourselves, we need to recharge the programming. And the recharge, it means that we need to add up new content to our program. And that new content has to be in a daily basis. So for me, it's very important, no matter where I am, to wake up and do my rituals. Meditation, 20 minutes in the morning, it's absolutely a must. Not moving out of the bed, out of the room until this is done, no matter what happens. And then recharge myself with affirmations and my mantras, and that gets me by every day.
Wow. Very disciplined to keep this.
Well, it's not hard, because it's like the same way that you wake up and you brush your teeth or you get your coffee. The same way is like you give the food to your mental workers that are working inside you.
I love that. So how can our audience reach you?
I'm very accessible. That's another big thing. When women come and they say, oh, okay, do I need to do this? Because, of course, after you have done the internal work, you have to do some extra homework as well. That is visibility. And they say, oh, do I need to do these videos and this social media? And this? I said, yes. Are you in business? Yeah, but I want my private life. I said, sorry, they don't go together. You're in the wrong place. I'm sorry. If you think that staying anonymous is going to help you to grow your business, that's not going to work. So everybody is watching you. So I'm all over, everywhere. Just type Global Woman. And if people don't remember my name, they remember Global Woman, and they find everything. Where I am, what I'm doing, Insta story, everything, TV, live. We are so visible, and I encourage all women not to hide.
I love that. And because there are a lot of women, because of our culture, we are a little bit more conservative and reserved in Southeast Asia. So when we actually request our members or the women in business to do like videos or to be on social media, technically there's usually a lot way more resistance, and they're saying, can I not do that?
No, you can't.
Yeah, you heard it, okay?
I'm sorry.
See? This is the expert speaking.
You know what we do when women come to our club?
How do you do that?
We take he said, give me the phone. So raise your hand if you never have done a live video before. They do this. Okay, come here. Take your phone out. He said, give it to me, okay? Give it to me. And I take the phone. I say, hey, this is me. Come with me. So, okay, if you are shy to put yourself in front of the camera, put somebody else. I said, hi, this is my friend. I mean, this is how it starts. So just do it. Now they're doing it slowly, and they tag me every day.
So it's kind of like forming this support and tag team to keep them going. I love that. That's very creative. So I'm just curious. Now that your child is grown up now, right?
21.
21. Okay, so I'm just curious about your relationship with your son.
It has been amazing, absolutely amazing journey. And of course we had our challenges as we had to go through a lot of change. And but I'm really feeling every day like my son is part of the whole mission now. He's studying biomedical science, and he's a very awakened person.
Wow.
And very aligned with his mission, and he knows what he wants in life. The millennials know better than we knew before, and I'm very proud of what he has achieved.
Yeah, because you got him started way early because you are awakened first.
Yeah, we wake up each other.
I love that. do you have any parting advice for our women out there who's still sitting on the fence thinking about which path should they be taking, or should they even take the step into self-development, or what we call personal development?
Yes, first of all, I would say that question yourself wherever you are. Ask yourself questions, because the quality of our questions define the quality of our present life. Ask any kind of questions, and then the answers start appearing, because we all need these answers that help us to move to the next level. And for that, it's really important to surround with the right people. Surrounding with the right people is absolutely fundamental, because we are the average of 5 people that we spend most of the time. So if you are asking yourself, why I'm not happy, see people around you. If they are not happy people, that's the answer. If you're asking yourself, why I don't have the financial power, see the people who are surrounding you. Are they the right people for you, who are encouraging you, are supporting you, are feeding you, are motivating and inspiring you? If the answer is no, I'm sorry, you have to change the page. And if you don't like where you are, you can change the environment as well. You can change everything. So stop finding excuses or blaming other people, because that doesn't help. But start taking actions and helping yourself first, and then the rest of the world will be seen differently.
Wow. I love that very much, Mirela. Thank you for being on the show so much. I really appreciate your golden nuggets. I think, you have such a great platform that is really spreading the message of confidence and really helping women to get out of the shell and into the light, where their gifts are meant to serve so much more people out there. Thank you so much.
Having me.
Yeah. So thank you for joining us on today's show. All the show notes will be placed in the links below. And then just want to appreciate you for being here. I know that you could be doing something else right now, but you chose to stay till the end, okay? So we hope that we have done everything in our power to make it well worth your time. My name is Janisha Alora, signing off, and goodbye. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so honored that we are connected, and I hope that I can continue to serve you as you build your dreams. And if you love this episode, and I hope that you did, rate it 5 stars. Give us that glowing review, because it will help more women around the world finding the Soul Rich Woman podcast. Alone you are strong, together we are unstoppable. Now share this with every woman who needs it, because this is how we are changing the world, one woman at a time. As always, get out of your comfort zone and go towards the dreams you've always wanted to achieve. For women who love the F word, being fabulous, having freedom, and financial independence. My dear soul-rich woman, sending you my love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.